Hi, everybody out there doing? I'm Dedrick Walls, licensed personal trainer. Today we're going to talk about core and why it's important. I'm going to read off a few things as well, so rock with me, all right? I believe core is important. Now, the reason that has to show is your body fat has to be so low. Always remember that. If your body fat is not low, your abs are not going to show. A lot of people, they're like, man, I want them, I want them, I want them, and that comes from the way you eat. Be aware of that. When you're eating food with a lot of carbs in it, it's too heavy on the body, so it's not going to show as much as you want it. You have to deplete the body. You have to have a low calorie. You have to keep things low for the abs to show, but you still have to build them. You wouldn't even be able to sit down or stand up without your abs. And your abs also connect with your hips. So understand that when you're moving, doing your everyday movements, you really have to be aware of that. You want to focus on toning that core, building that core, and it even wraps around in your lower back to help with your posture. Sorry about that. So you always want to make sure you got that nice good posture and you keep everything straight in order, because if you don't, be aware, it might don't end well. You want it to end well. All right, I'm gonna read off a few things about the core. The true motivation is that a valuable six-pack is highly appealing to the opposite sex. Let's start building it. A Canadian study of more than 8,000 people found that those with the weakest abdomen had a death rate twice as higher than those with the strongest midsection. Let's start building this core. Lift more. A stronger core supports your spine, making your entire body more structural sound. That allows you to use heavier weights on every exercise. Let's get it. California study found that man followed a 10-week core program, they experienced 30% less back pain. Let's start it. Let's go, y'all. Let's build. Let's build this core. What are we waiting for? First, we're finna do some V-ups, all right? So what I want you to do, you're gonna lay flat. Completely flat. Take your hands. Well, take my hat off real fast. Hands over your head like this. Legs up here. I want you to slightly bend up. Just like that. Bring it back down. Just like that. We call those V-ups, okay? You do as many as you can do. I'm gonna do a count of 10. I want you to count them for me. Hold me accountable. This is how it's gonna look. Let's go. Remember to breathe. Let's go. That's how that technique should look. Alrighty, so now we got our flow, we got our tempo. Let's get to work. I'm gonna do 2 sets. I'm gonna keep me a count of 10. You count them for me, hold me accountable. Let's go. That's a good set. Like to get you a little rest. If you got you some water, drink your replenishments. Always allow a little time to get that recovery. A lot of oxygen to get to the muscle. You need that air. I know it feels good. A lot of people be like, man, good pump, good pump. Focus on the pump. Always utilizing the full range of motion as well. That's the most important thing. So get that breath, take a nice good break. You want to let the heart settle. I see a lot of people, they get to talking to other people, whatever, whatever. But I always remember, it's only a break, it's only a rest. So don't get to talking too much and forget that you are at the gym to work out or at home to work out and do what you got to do. Always remember that. Let's get the second set. Like that. We're going to go into a different technique now. So these are just going to be crunches, okay? Nothing too heavy, nothing too extreme. We're going to take a break first before we go into that routine. A lot of heart to settle. Get you some water if you need it, but that's the most important thing. Always make sure you get you a nice break. All right, so get into our crunches now. Nice flow here. Want to lay back. Put your hands behind your head like this, feet placed like this. All right. Bend with the core. We're bending here. You should feel it here. All right there. That's all we working, baby. Let's go. That's how it should look. All right. Let's get us a 10 count. Let's go. Count them for me. Hold me accountable. Remember to breathe. Ooh, that's a good set. Give me a nice good rest for a minute. Get that recovery. That's the most important thing. You always want to allow yourself time to rest, really go through that motion. Let that heart settle. Building abs is important, but remember this. Work on it consistently. When you have time to work on it, work on it. A muscle is not going to develop itself if you're not working on it. It don't grow overnight. So you have to work on it and you have to be effective when you do work on it. A lot of people, they're like, man, I do it. They're just not showing. That don't mean go do them every day, okay? I'm not saying that. Please do not do the same muscle every day. You do not want to do that. I see so many people, they're like, yo, don't do the same muscle group every day. Please remember that. Let's get the second set. Let's go. Hold me accountable. Woo. Effective. Very effective. All right, so we're finna get our last routine. These are flutter kicks. Let's go. That's how it looks. All right. Now, if you can hold that for about a good 20 to 30 seconds, that isolates that whole bottom. So, gentlemen, women, if you're tired of having that little extra excess right there on that waistline, check this out. Let's go. Hold me accountable for 30 seconds. Let's go. Come on. Whew. Let me rest for a second before I do my last set. But yeah, building that core is important. You just have to stay at it and work on it consistently. That's the main thing. Build your body how you want it. Instead of looking at everybody else all the time, take some time to work on you. Trust me, you're going to love the rewards. You're going to love them. I promise you. All right. Been in fitness for about 12 years, and it's just something I've grown to love. What's the greatest version of myself? What does that look like? And that's I constantly work on myself. You just try to get better little by little. Don't neglect yourself and prioritize other stuff. Prioritize your health because that's what's important to you. Understand that. Nobody's going to help you like you. Nobody's going to build you like you. So let's build the body that we dreamed of. Let's go. The last set. Hold me accountable. Let's go. 30-second count. Remember to breathe. Woo! Man. I feel though that is very effective. You can have your head up or down, each his own. Some people it may put a strain on your neck. So if you won't, have your head flat on the mat. But as I said before, to each his own. You ultimately want to get a good pump, be effective in everything you do, and most importantly, let's build our body. Let's get healthy.